Watcher, and welcome back to Soulless Noobs and some Dominions 5 where I'm playing Abysia. It's been an age since I put a video out and I apologise for that, but life happened. So let's look at turn 21. Remembering that when I played this game, it was, I think, my second multiplayer game, maybe my third. I had a public game. So the blood magic and evocation I've got here is to allow me to remote site search. I captured some blood slaves, not nearly enough. And there was a battle in List. That's the Bloodhound province where I've sent some mercenaries. We'll have a look at that in a second. My luck event is unfortunate. I lose Dominion, gain Sloth, and lose province resources. So that's shit. And then I patrolled out some brigands. Let's have a look at the battle. I've got some mercenary swordsmen, and there's very few enemies left. So let's watch my mercenaries go and kill them. They're all dead. Hurrah! Well done. I now have the infamous swamp that had Bloodhenge druids, and I'd like to recruit Bloodhenge druids there. And of course it turns out that I can't. I can only recruit Woodhenge druids, who are basically useless. Anybody more experienced could have told you that. So, what am I doing? For recruitment in my capital, I'm continuing to recruit some sacreds and a warlock apprentice because I can't afford a full warlock. This is a mistake. I should be prioritizing warlocks and using them to blood hunt significantly, but I'm not. Ind did not attack me this turn, which I was expecting, which gives me an excuse, an opportunity to reinforce, which I'm doing. In the northeast, my noodly bit, I'm recruiting a commander and an assassin because they're going to be useful. And I'm desperately trying to patrol my one blood hunting province, which is not great. I should be doing much more, but there we go. So for next turn, I'm still waiting for Ind to take this battle to me. I'm letting my mercenaries lapse except for the Vandal band, who are awesome, and I want them with my troops in the windswept desert, where I'm hoping that Ind's big battle will happen, or Ind will attack me with a big force, and I will crush him utterly. That's the idea. Let's see if it actually happens. Turn 22, we have a message from Caelum that we'll look at in a second. I got a massive 3 research schools completed, 1 evocation, because again I want to remote site search fire, and then conjuration because I want some elementals. Yes, claimed a crystal throne, which I don't like. I finally found a magic site. You remember that I went to Blood 2 to get Bowl of Blood, and I found the Veil of Infinite Horror, which is why I'm getting so much unrest there. When it's found, there's a worldwide event that we can see. The Veil of Infinite Horror has been found. Many have been marked. Worldwide, units are horror marked. This was basically useless. Like, it didn't hit any enemy commanders that I could tell, and over the course of the game, I don't think any horrors appeared to whack them, so meh. There was a battle in Obokti, which is me sending in a scout to find out what Ind's got. It turns out Ind does not have anything because his army moved, and my scout died. Bollocks. I watched Asphodel take one of his provinces back from Caelum. He does not seem to be scripting his centaurs particularly well. I don't really understand what's going on there, so I'm going to leave it. I've got a good event this turn. I get some money, hooray! And I discover a bunch of sneaky enemies. The most significant one of these is that Ind had a look at what my army had. I killed the scout. Unfortunately, I also killed 2 of my Bandar warriors because they were too close to Abyssians and caught fire, which is a shame. But there we go. The big downside is that Ind now knows I have dumped a lot of money into PD in that province. So unless he can kill 70 barbarians and a load of other stuff throwing horrible things at him, he might be in trouble. I'm doing some building, finish a castle and a fortress. The castle was because I misunderstood the bonusing game. If you hover over the the description, it tells you get 1 commander point bonus, which is not 1 on top of what it already exists. It's a total of 1 commander point bonus. It's 300. You're spending 300 gold for 250 siege defense. That can be useful. At this point, it's a waste of money. I'm still shuttling people around in my blood hunting province, and I'm failing to patrol it. I'm failing to patrol efficiently. I didn't realize that undisciplined troops actually have a patrol malus, and so although their precision is 11, and you'd think they'd be quite decent at patrolling, they're actually rubbish. So, top tip, don't patrol with undisciplined troops if you're trying to patrol unrest down a blood hunt. What I should be doing is probably summoning fiery imps and spending blood slaves to improve my patrolling rather than spending money on troops. In other words, spending blood slaves to get more blood slaves a turn, but I'm not. So there we go. I'm moving my flying demon bread up to the wasteland so he can do a little searching and can establish some infrastructure there. Because it's Bone Tribe, otherwise not much is happening. Pythium and Agartha don't seem to be attacking in yet, which I've been trying to agitate for, but such is life. That's it for turn 22. Turn 23. I've gained a level of research in thaumaturgy. I'm now at Thorn 2, and I don't really know why. Thorn 3 has something I want, allows me to remote search for fire and nature, which I want to do. But Thorn 2, I'm going straight on to conjuration. I don't understand why I did this. Probably made sense at the time, but not now. Pythium has claimed the throne of the First Age with what I assume is their prophet, so good for them. There was a battle in Glade Woods. Let's not look at that, because it's just Caelum sending a commander into some PD. It makes sense for him to do this, because the Asphodel player was not always setting PD. He did lose the commander, because the commander was set to attack, not retreat. If Asphodel hadn't set any PD, he'd have won the battle. As he did set PD, he might have survived the retreat, but he didn't. I have 2 luck events. 1 reduces unrest, which is great. It's in my blood hunting province, which is good. You'll notice I didn't blood hunt at all, I just researched because I need to get that. I wanted to get that unrest down. And the other event gives me a skullment, which is good. More research is always good. I routed out another scout in the desert, where in can again see my army, and I have no battles. That's because In reaches out to me diplomatically and says, I could march my big army into you, and we could have a big fight, but it's not clear who'll win, and we'll both take huge attrition. Would you like to peace out with our current borders? And I say yes, because I don't like attrition. I think I'd win that fight, and I really haven't figured out raiding at my current experience level when I'm playing this game. I've gained 3 territories, and access to the throne, which I wanted, so it seems like a big win for me. It also leaves me thinking, well, who do I attack next? I don't want to attack Asphodel, because the player is the same player rushed in another game that's happening at the same time as this one, and I feel bad. I think as I become a more experienced Dominions player and my soul is calloused, I won't feel bad about attacking people, but for now, I do. I'm not sure about Caelum, I'm not sure about Marignan, and I'm not sure about Is. But that brings me to the message last turn from Caelum, which was a warning that Is is playing musical chairs. Do you want to be sitting in one when he stops? I've been chatting quite a lot with Is. Seems like a nice person. We've been getting along fine, and we're both worried about Caelum. At this point, though, I talk to Caelum more and realise that it's become very clear that Is, who is the largest player, has the very scary Morvark and is a generally horrible underwater elf, has been playing a diplomatic game to manipulate everybody else into fighting while he takes the spoils and will go for a throne rush. So I decide I'm going to attack Is. One thing of note is that I have been obsessed about getting good research. What I underestimated was that my troops are actually pretty strong inherently. I can deal with slower research, and I should have been sending some of my priests out to search for fire. I'm also sitting on a load of gems, and I should be using them and or preparing to put globals up. We'll see if I do in the future. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.